So we're going to try this time, and I can become yet another talking head on the YouTube and see if this works a little bit better for doing the blogging sort of thing on the trip over. I just got back from Dock Holidays in Erie, Pennsylvania, where I had a few Yinglings to try and shake off the dust and dirt of the road and grab some dinner. I ended up leaving late from Springfield this morning, and it kind of sucked. I didn't get out of there till 8:30. Didn't even get really everything I wanted to do around the house done, just because I didn't get some of the dishes as clean in the sink as I would have wanted. So it's probably going to be nasty when I get back. But that's nothing new for me to deal with. The trip was fairly uneventful, other than the fact that Massachusetts really sucks at signing detours, and whether you actually need to go on the detour or not. There's this section of Highway 20 up in the Berkshires where they signed it so it looked like the bridge was out coming up on Highway 20, but it turned out that that wasn't the case. It was a bridge out on some other little side road, so I got to take a little adventure through the backwoods Berkshires, going in circles a little bit before I figured out that I didn't even need to take the detour in the first place. So I ended up doing this little circle for wasting about a half hour worth of time, which on any other day wouldn't be quite so bad. But this day ended up being 12 hours by the time I got out of Springfield at 8:30, and I got into Erie at about 8:30 this evening. So it made for a really long day, and I could have really used not to have that detour on the way. But upstate New York was surprising, and it was actually pretty up here. The best way I can describe it for the Oregonians is it's kind of like 99, Highway 99 in the Willamette Valley, where you kind of go through a whole bunch of little towns. You got some rolling hills. It's fairly interesting going through the villages out here. So it's been a good experience so far. I've conquered one chunk of Highway 20, and we'll see what Cleveland and Toledo, Ohio have in store for me as I head over to Gary, Indiana later tomorrow morning. Hopefully I can get a better start at it. The problem last night was mainly that I couldn't sleep. I had some sleeping issues. I don't think I'm going to have any sort of problem sleeping tonight. In fact, as soon as I get done recording and posting this, I think that it's going to be bedtime for me. The three Yinglings that I had at Dock Holidays should assist with that a little bit and allow the sleep to go. The bike's performing fairly well. The bags are really useful, and I like having the third one on there now. I think it's working out well in general to have the third bag, although I am really thinking that I need to dial in the preload on the rear spring a little bit more. It's getting a little weavy in the back and just not really planted in the corners as much as I'd like. I think it's because I got some fairly significant weight back there with three bags, and it's just not behaving as I would like it to. So I think we'll click in a couple of notches of preload tomorrow morning and see if we can get that to work a little bit better tomorrow. The engine is running okay and seems to be doing all right. I put some synthetic oil in it this time, and I think that was a mistake. The clutch is a little bit mushy. The engine itself revs really well with the synthetic oil in there. It seems better than some of the dyno stuff that I've used, but it's making the clutch a little bit more slippery than I would like. So maybe next time we'll go back to using the Torco rather than the AMSOIL that I bought this time. I think it's a little bit too slippery. The steering head bearings seem to be working okay. It's actually a lot better than it was before. Seems a little bit lighter on its feet and a little bit more solid because I put the roller bearings in there instead of the ball bearings like the stock is. So we'll see how it continues to perform, and I think I'm going to try and pass out in bed, and we'll see how this experiment with doing the video blogging goes as a shameless ripoff of A Long Way Around. So take care, everyone, and we'll see if we can post another one of these tomorrow.